Hello everybody, it's your non-binary pal Gracious E.V.A here, and it's almost Halloween, and I have made a bit of art for this season, quite a bit of art for this season. Unfortunately, I don't have the time to post them all before the end of the month, obviously, so yeah, some of those will be posted next week instead. I hope that's okay. But yeah, for this one, I just sort of got this idea randomly, mostly from seeing other artists drawing this character in a more edgier and creepier way, and I thought it would be a perfect time for me to try to do that for the Halloween season, and that character is Hatsune Miku, our queen. Before I decided to draw this, I got a bunch of references, which I recommend, references of other artists' version of a creepier or edgier Hatsune Miku, and then other like versions of like ghouls and zombies, because my idea was going to be like a ghoulish, almost demon-like version of this character. So yeah, after getting a bunch of references, I went on with the layouting, the thumbnailing, which took a little bit because I was having a hard time deciding what pose to draw her in, but I eventually got one, and yeah, I sketched her out. The sketching was really fun. I haven't been drawn Hatsune Miku in a while. I have a couple of other artworks of her, of our normal version, which I did years ago, and of like the cherry blossom version of her. That one was fun, but yeah, now I'm doing a creepier version. I mean, and I've also done versions of Hatsune Miku as more of like a more like robot-y version, like a cyberpunk robot version, that is supposed to be like my version of androids. If you've watched my redesigning my Roseline characters, you might understand that. But yeah, so the funnest part was sketching her hair, because that one was really nice. Sketching and drawing in general, very, very fun. I tried to make it a lot more spikier here. And don't ask what's with like the hair wisp things. I'm not quite sure what those are. You can just maybe sort of read them as like wisps or shadows or something, because I keep them all the way through the final thing. But yeah, and for her dress, for her outfit, I wanted it to read more like gothy. I was actually having a little bit of a hard time figuring out what I wanted her outfit to be, but I actually got it more in the line art phase than I do the sketch. And when I do the line art, I actually, I don't include some of the things that I do in the sketch. Like I believe in the sketch I had this like pattern, using one of my pattern brushes, but I decided not to include that. I also have these chains connecting to her wrists as well, which I also just used the chain pattern brush for, that I've used quite a bit. And yeah, once the sketching was done, and I've sketching / figuring out the elements of this new character design, I went on to the line art, which I tried to keep super hatchy to match the edgier feeling of this. And yeah, the line art was fun. I stuck to my normal brush that I normally use for line art. And yeah, so that went well. The colors, placing the colors was fine. I stuck to blue for her hair, but I actually kept her outfit in a red, white, and black color scheme. I didn't plan that initially, but I think it fits overall. And yeah, her face was really interesting overall to draw, because I wanted it to seem very dead and zombie-like. When I do that, I tend to remove the eyebrows as well to make it seem like less emotion, like less emotion in this character. If I included the eyebrows, automatically the expression of the face would read as an expression, but I don't want it to read as an expression. I want it to read as like dead like. So that's something I always do whenever I'm trying to draw like a character with a dead expression. Just remove the eyebrows. They don't need them. They don't need the eyebrows. And for her eyes, I made them almost like wispy and like dislocated or something. I don't know, it's hard to explain, but in one eye it's like a red swirly thing, and it's much more like the shape is much more visible, but in her other eye it's not. And that eye also is where the patchwork is, because a little bit of Frankenstein element in there while we're at it, why not? And that element actually ended up being harder to render because it's a different color from the rest of her skin tone, which was this grayish color. And trying to add in the shading there kind of made the outline of that eye disappear a little bit. But I think I was able to get it back, especially once I colored the line art. I was able to get that back a little bit more. Overall, the rendering process was really fun. I went ham on like painting in like some flat colors first with one of my textured brushes and then doing the rest of the rendering on top. I do like how this ended up looking, although I do think it made the artwork overall look more purple, which I actually don't mind at all because blue and red equal purple. Wow, it's color theory, yay. But yeah, I like how that turned out. And yeah, I was stuck to red for the highlight color, and I believe a purple color for the rendering. Yeah, I believe it was a purple color for the shading. And yeah, the eyes were super easy to render because they were just glowing orbs. And I also added like this black dripping goo that was coming from different parts of her face. Very creepy here. I feel like this isn't the creepiest version of Hatsune Miku I've seen though. If you've seen some of like music videos, especially older music videos, there have been creepier versions for sure. And yeah, and you can almost read this as like kind of sad because she's like chained and maybe doesn't want to be like this. Oh, something else I almost forgot to mention for the character design aspect is the like skeletal limbs. If you've seen my character talking about my D&D character Kenta, this is a staple of his design, and I decided to use it for this one as well. And I even made the hands like have that same like pattern as like the bones in your hands. And if you see on her legs, the parts where her leggings are ripped, you can see that as well. Just something I thought I would mention. And yeah, the background was super simple. I didn't have like a background super planned out, but I did plan for like a crooked rectangle frame. So I used that to add some patterns and stuff. And in the foreground, I added some smoke, a little bit of smoke, and some more particle effects. And that was pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a happy Halloween. If you have enjoyed it, you can check out my other artworks in the description below, and you can subscribe for more stuff if you want to see my other Halloween themed artworks next week. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!